Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down! Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. During those times, I accumulated some good stories, and I'm going to drop one on y'all today. If you happen to like this story, definitely be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and most importantly, hit that notification bell. That way, every time I drop a story, you will be notified ASAP, and you can hop on it whenever you're ready. Also, if you like to binge watch and you want to catch up on some of my older stories, and believe me, I got some great ones, go to my YouTube playlist, scroll down, and you will see my stories organized into different categories, and I'm definitely positive you're going to find something that you like. Now let's hop right up into this story. Now this story right here takes place in a prison known as North Kern on A Yard in 2012. Now before I got to North Kern, it initially was a reception center prison. What a reception center prison is when you leave the county jail after being sentenced to your time, you're going to go to a reception center prison. At that prison, you're going to be diagnosed, assessed, and it will be determined what type of housing you need in the California Department of Corrections, whether it's minimum security, maximum security, or medium. And that can be on a level 1 yard, level 2 yard, level 3 yard, a level 4 yard. So while all this is going on, you may stay at a reception center anywhere from maybe 90 days to 180 days. So the turnover ratio at these reception prisons is constant. People are going in, people are coming out, people are going in, people are going out. The buildings are just steady, flipping and changing with convicts. Well, at some point, the higher-ups in the California Department of Corrections decided to make North Kern A Yard into a main line, and convicts was going to be housed there permanently. So then they started busing in different convicts from different prisons in order to fill this prison to capacity. I believe the yard had 5 yards. And so one of the prison they chose to pull convicts from happened to be a prison that I was at, known as CMC East, which was a level 3. Now, CMC East was a mainline general population, but you had certain organizations like the Southern Mexicans, the Northern Mexicans, and the whites who had implemented a policy among themselves that anybody who programmed with that structure was not allowed to go to CMC East and stay longer than 48 hours unless it was a medical condition. Anything other than that, and they would be determined no good by the structure. Now, that policy was not implemented by the blacks, the Pisces, or the Asians, and so due to the fact that this was being a general population yard, if you happen to be black, Paisa, or Asian, and you went to another prison from CMC East, you was okay. You had no problems. Now, for those who fell under those structures, who disallowed their people to go there, and they chose not to stay, this is how they had to go about it, because they had to leave by way of violence. So once you got to CMC East, you was put in a reception cell for 24 hours, and then they would release you to the yard. So when those who chose not to stay, they would hit the yard, maybe they would walk around. A lot of times they attacked their own people or people within their own structure, but sometimes not. But anyway, when they found someone who they wanted to attack, they beep, bop, boop, bop, beep, boop, beep, beep, bop, boop, bop. They start swabbing, hop on their helmet real tough until the police would come over there. The police would mason break them up, send them to the hole. Then they would be rolled up for refusing to program at CMC East, and they would be sent to another prison. When they got to this other prison, they would show them the paperwork saying, yeah, I refused to house at CMC East, and they was determined to be good by their structure, right? And so, like I say, at some point in time, the higher ups in California Department of Corrections decides to move people from CMC East to North Kern. Now, so for all those who fell under the structure of those organizations who had made it a off-limits prison, they definitely was in trouble and definitely had some physical violence coming their way, right? Now, so they had been shipping people from CMC East to North Kern for maybe about 3 or 4 months, right? And so I messed around and got caught with a cell phone. They sent me to the hole, which was unusual around that time, because around that time, if you got caught with a cell phone, they would just write you up. They wasn't sending you to the hole, but they sent me to the hole. So when I came out of the hole, I had to go in front of my counselor because I was in the hole, and then he put me up to go to North Kern. And so by the time I got to North Kern, a lot of these removals and disciplines among these races who had not made it cool for their people to be at CMC East was going on, right? And so essentially, it was like North Kern AR was opening up a new prison. And of course, anytime you open up a new prison, there's always a lot of battling for area and territory and ground, a lot of what they call cleaning house, where you have different races, you know, checking the paperwork of people coming there to make sure they fit their standards. And if not, they getting boo-bop, sent up out of here, lefts and rights, you know what I'm saying? So by the time I got down there, this was going on, you know, and those who had been to the CMC East and knew that they was not supposed to go, they already knew what was going on down there, right? Now, before I got to CMC East, before I got to North Kern, I happened to be at CMC East with this white dude known as, his name was Wolverine. Now, he had only got there maybe a few months before I was shipped to North Kern, but Wolverine was from Michigan. He was a white dude. I would probably say maybe 5'7", 5'8", maybe about 175 pounds, maybe 180 pounds, stocky dude. He was real cool. You know, he used to come up to me and ask me, did I have any urban books? He used to like to read those urban novels, you know, about the hood and this and that. And he used to say, man, listen here, man, I'm a white dude, but I'm from Michigan. And basically, he would say he was not going to let the California politics of the whites dictate who he was, who he talked to, the way he moved, what prison that he went to, whatever. He said, man, I'm from Michigan. We don't have problems like that out there with the blacks. We don't have racial, you know, separation and all this old type of stuff. And I'm doing me, basically, you know what I'm saying? He was a pretty cool dude, you know. So anyway, unfortunately for him, he got moved to CMC. He got moved from CMC East down to North Kern on the AR, where all this, you know, all this cleaning house and stuff is going. Now, also, I don't know if you guys, it's a documentary. It's called War Inside California Prisons, Salinas Valley. Now, what it is it's a documentary about prison life, and they happen to be in the gym at Salinas Valley, which is a 4-yard, but they're in the gym, which normally houses like level 2s, where there was 3 white dudes participating in that documentary, and later on they got into a riot with the Southern Mexicans, and they was attacked. Well, it was one of those dudes, and I'm not going to say which one, but it was one of those dudes also at CMC East, and he also was transferred down to North Kern. And I used to work with him in dry cleaning. We worked together in dry cleaning for a while at CMC East, and I knew him quite well. Used to talk to him all the time, right? So anyway, now once I get down to North Kern A-Yard, like I said, you got all these removals going on. You know, you got the Southern Mexicans, and you got the whites basically jumping on any of their people if they happen to be at CMC East. So one day in particular, I'm out there on the yard, and I had just got there maybe about a week or so. Now, the dude who I told you guys who happened to be in that documentary, War Inside Prison, Salinas Valley, he's out there walking on the yard, right? So I just so happened to look up, and all of a sudden, you already know what it is, man. Don't play no games. Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, bop, boop, bop, bing. They hop on his helmet though, real tough. They own him. Beep, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop. They not giving this dude a break. So finally, the COs see it. They run over there. They mace him. They get him all up and stuff. And they take the dude off. I end up seeing the dude later. They got him pretty good. Cut him across the face real bad, man. The white dude that was in that documentary, put a big old giant permanent scar on his face, or it looked like he was going to be permanent from the last time I seen him. So everybody who was at CMC East that's not Paisa, Asian, or black, they already know the business when they come down to North Kern. They pretty much know it's getting ready to go down. So now, a lot of them are nervous or whatever. Like I told you, just so happened, they happen to send Wolverine down there. Now, I believe at this time, I'm in the 4 building, and Wolverine was in another building. He was in the 2 building. So At some point in time, I guess, the white dudes, they asked him, where did you come from or whatever, whatever. He tells them CMC East. I'm from Michigan. I'm not a part of what y'all got going on. But bump that. The white dudes, they didn't want to hear that, man. You know what I'm saying? If you white and you went to CMC East, they was looking to get you, right? So now, this is, like I say, even I haven't talked to Wolverine since I got down to North Current. We're in different buildings and stuff. The structure is different down here, and I haven't seen him. Actually, Wolverine was not even coming outside because he had been hearing about the other whites going outside, getting beat up, jump, cut, and stuff. So he was choosing to hang out in the building, right? Now, so I find all this out later. So one day I'm on the yard, right? I hadn't been down there too long, and I look up, and it's a white dude on the yard, and they getting ready to attack this white dude. Now, the white dude is probably in his late 40s, right? And of course, the white dude is aware of what's going on about the whites being attacked, but I come to find out later on, I guess they tricked him. They told him that any white dude who had came from CMC East that was over 40 gets a pass, and they wasn't tripping on him, and so he didn't have to worry about any physical violence coming his way. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they sent word in and told him to come out. They had an issue going on, and they wanted his advice or some type of trick they used to basically get him outside. They also, now him and Wolverine happened to be in the same building. They also sent the same message into Wolverine. Said, okay, man, listen, since you from Michigan, yeah, we not tripping on you. Though come outside, we need to holler at you. Wolverine wasn't no big mouth bass, and he wasn't biting. He said, man, the hell with that. I ain't coming outside. I ain't got nothing to do with y'all politics. Leave me out of it. I'm doing my time. I'm trying to get up out of here, or whatever it was he said to him, right? So they wasn't having that. The white dudes, they wasn't having that, man. You white, you went to CMC East, you knew the business. We fixed to get you, right? So I guess they put together a coordinated attack, and I don't know if they told, the dudes, hey, listen, man, we finna to attack this dude that we've tricked out to the yard at such and such a time. And when we attack him, you attack Wolverine. Or possibly they also could have said, hey, listen, man, when you hear the bell, the alarm going off outside, that means we're attacking this dude. And then you guys attack Wolverine up in there. I don't know how they made I don't know how they officially coordinated the plan, or however it came together, But basically, so it was like this. And so I'm out on the yard one day, and I believe I'm over there by the handball court. Even though I didn't play handball, I was hanging out with a couple of my homies or whatever. And all of a sudden, I look up and I see that 3 white dudes. It's on this white dude. Beep, bop, boop, bop, beep, boop, bop. They on this hell meat though, real tough, lefts and rights with all they might. Boop, bop, beep, boop, bop, boop, bop. Now they dogging him. The white dude is on the ground. They own him. Now all of a sudden the alarm goes off. Get down, get down, get down. So everybody squat. They get down. The white dudes don't stop. They not giving this dude a break. Beep, beep, boop, bop, bop, boop. They on this hell meat though, heavy. Boop, bop, boop, bop. So now once they run over there, then another alarm goes off. I believe it was in building 2. And so later on, my homie told me they rushed Wolverine up in there also. They had 3 dudes rush him also up in the building. But now, I guess he wasn't named Wolverine for nothing, because my homie said the dude was literally in there fighting like a Wolverine. He was spinning, beep, beep, boop, bop. He spin, bop, boop, 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 bop. He was spinning. They was rushing him from all different sides, according to my homies, and he was not trying to let them get him on the ground. Now, according to my homies, they had some razors or whatever, but he kept spinning it, beep, boop, bop, bop. My homie said he done a pretty good performance due to the fact that it was 3-on-1 or whatever. But Wolverine fought for his life up in there, man, and he wasn't going out like that. So, of course, eventually they quelled the disturbance in the building. They handcuffed them dudes and they walked them dudes out. So now, like I said, by this time, the administration is knowing that all this stuff is going on with the whites and the Hispanics who are coming from CMC East. So eventually what they did is they made, I believe I was in 4 building, and they had a little section they put the white dudes in who had came down from CMC East, and they were sending them to the yard separately by themselves until they could get them transferred up out of there. So anyway, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy 16 to life. That's just a story right there. When the Woods took off and handled their business simultaneously, removed 2 Woods at once. You already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.